Tell me what you feel, Josh, about reading this story and what you can tell the ones that listen to the broadcast, because that's a powerful story. That didn't happen to me so much. I didn't really.
I was bullied.
Okay, well, that you may be in touch with a story like this. And what does it mean to you? That's powerful, man. That's a powerful story. Because a lot of people out here that have watched this broadcast, men or women that may have children, or boys in school, have been bullied, and they feel this way, and they hide behind that mask.
You know, I mean, it's a good story that he actually came out and told his mother what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But after the fact that he kept getting physically assaulted.
Yeah.
I can relate to the story because when I was younger, I was a short little guy, and I always got picked on. And one day it led to me punching somebody. I just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to, at one point I wanted to commit suicide because it was so, it was so bad.
Overwhelming, yeah.
And then I started, cutting on myself just to release from the pain.
Just to release that pain, yes.
And then I realized later on in life that it was the wrong way to handle it.
Yes.
But at that point, it felt like when I was younger, my mom really wasn't there for me,
Right.
And like I felt betrayed, just like I couldn't go to anybody.
Yeah,
So.
I understand. That's powerful, brother. I'm glad you shared that with us, brother Josh, because a lot of you out there may be dealing with these issues, and we as men, some of us have worn that mask so long, it has become a part of us.
It's part of our skin.
It's part of our skin, and it's hard to take off, and then you're afraid to take it off because you feel that nobody's going to accept the true you. But you got to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
There's a you ever heard of threshold?
Yeah, I know when you go.
Yeah. So they got a in one of the units, it's called the snack bar. We have a Dr. Seuss quote.
Okay.
It says, "Nobody's youer than you. Only
Sure.
you can do you."
Praise God. That's powerful. Say that again.
I don't remember. I don't even think I said it right.
Okay.
But anyways,
Okay.
basically what it was saying is saying, be true to yourself.
Yes.
Don't be somebody that you're not.
That's right.
And then I thought about it when I really read it. I was like, man, Brother Tyrone told me about this. Stop behind the mask.
That's right.
Be a man.
That's
handle your business.
Yeah. Praise God.
All right. Wait.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna read this portion here, and then we're gonna go into the gender straitjacket. The problem of those of us who want to help is that, and on the outside, the boy who is having problems may seem cheerful and resilient while keeping inside the feelings that don't fit the male model. Be in trouble, lonely, afraid, and desperate. Boys learn to wear the mask so skillfully, in fact,
Who would say it again, Brother Tyrone?
here it is. Boys learn to wear the mask so skillfully because that's a taught behavior.
They're taught that.
That's right, because the boys are not learning how to express themselves. The only thing they know,
They go back to the man box.
they go back to the man box and hide behind that. That's right.
Let me explain what the man box is in case some of you fellas don't know what the man box is when we keep referring to it. So the man box is what society puts us in.
Yes.
But when we step out of the man box, we get arrested.
Yes.
We get thrown in jail.
Yes.
But how are we going to conform to the man box if you're not giving us a chance to come outside of the man box to help?
Yes. So tell me what's inside the man box, Josh, since you brought that up. What's inside the man box?
Pride.
Okay. So, all right. That's one of them. What else?
Ego.
Okay.
That's the same thing.
Anything else? Basically the same thing. Anything else in the man box that you can think of? That society say that we should fit into that box. What else?
Being a man.
Okay.
Because man, don't be a sissy, man. Suck it up.
Okay. Anything else?
Let me think here.
The girl that you have on your shoulder, on your arm.
What?
The certain type of certain type
Oh,
of
the
girl.
certain type of girl, the certain type of clothes.
Yes, right.
Certain type of car.
Yes.
Certain type of job.
Yes.
It's a lot.
That's a part of the man box.
Fellas, it's a lot of stuff that goes into the man box that you just don't understand.
Yeah. They need to watch that broadcast dealing with man card revolt.
Oh yeah.
Now that gets into the man box.
That was a powerful broadcast.
Yeah. The man.
You need to go back and watch the man card revolt. Then you'll understand what we're talking about when we talk about the man box.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, let's continue on with this. In fact, they don't even know they're doing it. That it can be difficult to detect what is really going on when they are suffering at school, just like Adam was, when their friendships are not working out, when they are being bullied, we just talked about that, becoming depressed, like Brother Josh talked about, even dangerously so to the point of feeling suicidal. Brother Josh, he just said that.
Yep.
There it is, right there. The problems below the surface become obvious only when boys go over the edge and get into trouble at school, start to fight with friends, take drugs or abuse alcohol, are diagnosed with clinical depression or attention deficit disorder or ADD, erupt into physical violence, or come home with a black eye just like Adam did. Adam's mother, for example, did not know from her son that anything was wrong until Adam came home with a eye swollen shut. All she knew was that he had those perplexing poor grades.
But now we know why he had the poor grades.
Right. So parents, you need to pay very, very close attention. If you see any of these things are going on, like you heard from this true story, he's wearing that mask to protect himself. And what we need to do as men and women, we need to teach our young men how to reveal their feelings and talk about what's going on. If not, they're going to grow older and they're going to take this into adulthood, and that's when it gets worse. That's why you hear a lot of people committing murders. 95% of the crimes that's committed are committed by men. Why is that? Because of the mask. Not being taught how not to hide, but to come from behind the mask. All right, let's get into the gender straight jacket, brother Josh.
The boy code. Excuse me. The boy code puts boys and men into a gender straitjacket that constrains not only them but everyone else, reducing us all as human beings, and eventually making us strangers to ourselves and to one another.
Yes.
Or at least is not strongly connected to one another as we long to be.
All right, continue. Ophelia.
Ophelia's brothers.
Okay, this is a Shakespeare play. Let's get into this. This is good.
In Shakespeare's Hamlet, Ophelia is a lover to the young prince of Denmark.
Yes.
Despondent over the death of his father, Hamlet turns away from Ophelia. She in turn is devastated. She eventually commits suicide. In recent years, Mary Fickber's book on adolescent girls reviving, Ophelia has made Ophelia a symbolic figure for troubled, voiceless adolescent girls. But what of Hamlet? What of Ophelia's brothers?
All right, let's get into this.
For Hamlet fared little better than Ophelia, alienated from himself, as well as from his mother and father. He was plagued by doubt and erupted in uncontrollable outbursts.
There it is.
He grew increasingly isolated, desolate, and alone.
Yes.
And those who loved him were never able to get through to him. In the end, he died a tragic and unnecessary death.
Now talk to me about that, brother. Because we have been talking about this since we started this broadcast, and even when we was doing our meetings. Why do we as men get into these positions of being isolated? We shut ourselves in. We're alone. What's going on, Brother Josh?
We ain't got nobody to talk to.
Why?
Because we don't know how to open up.
We don't know how to open up.
Yeah, go back to the man box. Society says that when we come out of the man box, we end up getting arrested for murders, fights, suicide, stuff like that, because we don't. What is a powerful night, brother? Because we don't know how to explain our position on what's going on.
That's right.
So we hide behind the mask on that part as well. Until it erupts into something that we don't want it to.
Yes. And like you said, that turns, and what happens is that once we hide behind the mask, and we're taught this at an early age because we're not taught to express ourselves like young girls, we hide behind that pain. And as we grow older, that pain turns into violence.
And it can also be because that we have a father wound.
Yes, the father, that's a major part of it.
Or we have a mother wound.
Yeah. And that's very true, because that all builds into that. And as that boy grows older, if he doesn't have that connection between the father, the mother's there. Usually, we talked about this a couple of months ago, that usually if the mother's not there, she's out trying to provide for the family. So those children become latchkey kids, and then they get involved in all the stuff. So there's a disconnect from the family right there. So he's reaching out for somebody to affirm him or to validate him as a young boy, and he's not getting that, so he goes to a gang, and that's how he gets validated. Okay?
Let me tell you something, Brother Tyrone, about that.
Okay.
See, as power meeting,
Go ahead, brother. All right.
It goes back to the masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
Masculinity has to be bestowed upon you.
That's right.
So what that means, brothers and people out there in YouTube land,
Mm-hmm.
you have to have somebody that's already a man.
That's right.
Bestow the masculinity upon you.
Yes.
If they don't have it, then you
That's
have
right.
to get it from a company
That's right.
or a group of men who have had the masculinity bestowed upon them.
That's right. And in our day and age, it doesn't happen anymore. It does not happen. So what we think is real men out here, you're not really men. You think you are because of your age.
You think you like brother like Brother Tyrone said, any man can think with his other head.
That's right.
But
Absolutely.
that'll make you a man just
That's
because
right.
you can make
That's right.
babies and
That's right.
take care of your family.
That's right.
Yeah, that's part of being a man. But do you really know
It's
what
other
it is
things
to be a
it.
man?
Yes, yes. And that's the question. And that's the question. I'm glad you said that, brother. That's the question, because a lot of us and a lot of men will say, well, I take care of my family, I do this. Okay, well, the scripture says that he that does not take care of his own is worse than an infidel. So you're not doing it.
A man that don't work,
He don't eat. And so that's a survival mechanism.
Yep.
All right there. So there's other things to that being man. If you had not been taught that, then you're not going to know. Okay. So we're gonna move on. We don't get too deep in that, but we're gonna get in. Let's go on to behind the mask. I'm gonna start off on this, and then you'll follow me up.
All right.
Behind the mask of masculinity, shame and the trauma of separation. There come the isolation.
We'll say it again, brother. That was powerful right there.
Behind the mask of masculinity, shame and the trauma, this is what it is, this is the trauma network for men, of separation. When you're separated from your family, or your father's not there, your mother's not there, or you separated from your support system, that becomes a traumatic point in your life.
Hide behind the mask.
You hide behind the mask, because the trauma, you're hiding behind that pain.
Let me say something along that line, Brother Tyrone, dealing with trauma growing up as a kid. It really took me a really long time to be able to open up about it. I told you about some of the stuff in the past, but it really took me a long time to actually find somebody that I actually trusted.
Yes, I understand.
Because when I was growing up, Tyrone, I didn't really trust.
I understand.
I didn't trust men or women.
I understand.
But now that I'm growing older, I understand what it means to talk about your feelings.
Sure.
Because if you keep, like Adam did in the story, if you keep it bottled up, sooner or later you're gonna explode. You're
gonna
gonna commit some suicide.
Exactly.
You're either gonna commit a murder, or rape, or whatever. Because the built-up emotion, you don't know how to expel it.
That's right.
And then what I said earlier, when you get bullied as a bully, maybe that person was bullied before.
Yes.
And they take it out on you.
That's right.
It's just a cycle.
It's a cycle. It has to be broken. That's right.
Vicious cycle.
That's right. All right. You're right, Brother Josh. All right. Let's get into that. Shame and the trauma of separation. Just as Adam and his parents unwillingly adhered to the boy code, most parents in schools do the same thing, and that is so true. It has been ingrained in our society for so long, we're unaware of it. One educational expert recently suggested that the way to achieve equality in schooling would be by teaching girls to raise their voices and boys to develop their ears. Men need to learn how to listen. We have a hard time listening. All right?
I don't want to listen to you, man. I'm going to do what I want to do.
I know, and there it is. And you're right. That's what we as men do. That's what we say.
I can't listen to you, man.
That's right.
Let me go over here and do
That's
what
right.
I do.
Exactly. Of course, boys should learn to listen. They should also speak clearly in their own personal voice, not hide behind the mask.
Say it again, Ron.
Good. God for Zion. Boys should speak clearly and in their own personal voices. I believe, however, that's not boys who cannot hear us. It is we who are unable to hear them. So we got to learn how to listen. When a boy is crying out, he may not say it literally, but within his personality, the way he's acting, the way he's talking, there's pain. And you need to be able to sit that young man down and talk with him to release that pain, because that's the only way he's going to get healing in his life, and stop hiding behind that mask. Good God from Zion. Woo! Man. All right, Brother Josh, let's go to A.
Researchers have found that at birth and for several months afterward, male infants are actually more emotionally expressive than female babies. I didn't know that.
Okay.
But by the time boys reach elementary school, much of their emotional expression has been lost.
That's right.
When it's going underground.
That's right.
Boys at 5 or 6 become less likely than girls to express hurt or distress.
That's right.
Goes back to the man box. Suck it up, man.
That's
Be a
right.
man.
That's what we make the mistake at. That's right.
Have been either to their teachers or to their own parents.
That's right.
What makes a boy who is open and
exuberant,
unwilling to show the whole range of his emotions?
Okay, so what we do as parents, instead of we as parents teaching and encouraging our young boys to express themselves at 5 or 6 years old, we at that point, what the man will say, excuse me, or the mother will say, grow up, be a man. See, we cut him off, but that young girl, you'll continue to be soft with her and tell baby it's all right to cry, it's all right to talk. But when that boy grows older and he gets in a relationship, he can't relate to that woman because you have stunted his growth at an early age for him to stop showing his emotions. Now, I know like my grandson KD, and I tell him I love him. He tells me he love me all the time too. He can love me, Papa, give me a hug. I love you, Papa. See, and I encourage it. I don't tell him to stop because he's on the right track and I'm not going to stop. Now, I do tell him sometimes, stop crying all the time and you ain't gonna get everything all the time, but still leave it open so that boy can learn how to express his feelings. Because if you don't, you're gonna have some problems.
KD is true.
KD the man.
I love KD, man.
He's the man. All right.
I love that guy.
All right, let's go down to the research here, brother, and let's get into some things here. We're gonna move on. This is good.
Recent research points to two primary causes for this change.
Yes.
Both of them grow out of assumptions and attitudes toward boys that are deeply ingrained in the codes of our society.
All right, let's get down with it.
The first reason, let me say that again. The first reason is the use of shame.
Wow, shame. You heard that, right?
And the toughening up process
There it is.
by which it's assumed boys need to be raised.
That's right.
Little boys, let me say it again, little boys are made to feel ashamed of their feelings. Guilty.
Yes.
Especially about feelings of weakness,
Mm-hmm.
of vulnerability,
Yes.
fear, and despair.
Good God was I. Brother Josh, you said a mouthful. Did you hear the first reason?
It's shame.
It's shame. It's shame, and that's taught at a very early age because you're trying to toughen the boy up. But actually, in actuality, you're damaging him and you're weakening him as he grows older because now he's not going to be able to express his feelings when he's going through periods of vulnerability, he's going through fear, he's going through a hard time. And what he will do is he's going to act out in violence when somebody crosses him in the wrong way and that guy beats him up, so beats the guy so bad. He said, well, why that man beat that man like that?
And go back to the news. Most, 97% of the crimes,
95% of the crime.
95% of the crimes out here are committed by men.
That's right. That's right.
Let me read this thing again. It said,
Good God, man.
little boys are made to feel ashamed of their feelings.
Yes.
Guilty. Especially about the feelings of weakness,
Yes.
vulnerability, fear, and despair.
Yes.
This is powerful right here, bro.
All right, let's go to the second one. I hope y'all got that.
The second reason is the separation process as it applies to boys.
Yes.
The emphasis society places on a boy's separating emotionally from his mother
Yes.
at an unnecessarily early age.
That's right.
Usually by the time the boys are 6 years old.
That's it.
And then again in adolescence.
That's right. So it's two separations that boy goes through. At 5 or 6, that man or that woman say, grow up, stop crying, wipe your tears, be a man. Okay, now you tell him it's not good to cry, it's not good to talk, so he's gonna shut down. And then when he gets older, when he gets into his teen years, you shut him down again, you separate him again. Because now he's supposed to be a man. Men don't do that. Men don't do this. Wow. All right, let's move on, Brother Josh.
The B?
B. Let's go down to B.
The use of shame to control, let me say that again. The use of shame to control boys is persuasive as it is so corrosive.
Okay, so there's two things that are happening when it comes to shame. It's to control that boy.
Yep.
And we don't know that we're trying to control him through making him feel shameful of himself. That's a control mechanism that the enemy uses to bring that boy down. Because as he grows older, he's not going to understand how to relate. So what the enemy does, he uses the shame mechanism of the man box, so-called man box, to condemn him so he will not express those feelings to nobody else. Good God from Zion. Go ahead.
Boys are made to feel shame over and over. In the midst of growing up.
Yes.
So what is called society's shame hardening process.
Here it is.
The idea is that a boy needs to be disciplined,
yes.
toughened up, made to act like a real man, be independent, keep the emotions in check. A boy is told that big boys don't cry. I don't give a crap who you are. Everybody cries.
That's right, brother.
That he shouldn't be a mama's boy.
Oh man, we hear a lot of that.
Man, you ain't. Why you a mama's boy? You a mama's boy.
Yeah. Okay.
If these